Good morning, my scrapping friends, and welcome to Creating Your Memories. I'm Deborah Kozlovic, and I'm a Creative Memories Independent Advisor from Queensland, Sunshine Coast, Australia. Today I wanted to share with you the Scrap Happy collection. This is a gorgeous collection, so if you like, you go to many workshops, you go to retreats and things like that, this is a great way to keep track of with all your scrapping buddies or scrapping sisters, and you can actually create the album with that and incorporating what you do at scrapping event. And in this collection you've got the Scrap Happy embellishments. These are beautiful embellishments, so you've got all the like sayings, launch day, memories, sisterhood, community. You've got some tags where you can write down what events, who, what, where, when, all the main features that we need when we go to these scrapping events, living our best life, of course, scrapbooking. So you've got all these lovely embellishments to incorporate on your page layouts, and then you have these beautiful stickers. These stickers, incorporate with, our tape runners, the Creative Memories, the Shutterbug, all the tools and things like that that we use. You've got some nice little sayings that you can actually use on your page layouts and some little titles down the bottom. And then of course, you have all those border strips. So moving along, we also have the Scrap Happy designer paper. This designer paper, consists of, like all different designs on the paper. You have, like a page with all the tools, and then on the back you might just have that plain solid look of that color. Then you have the shutters. You have the two little shutters on either side. I think that's a tape runner one. Some little titles there, that's all on the page, and then you've got your blunt heading. So just pulling out a couple and I'll show you. So you've got the nice, CM blue, and then you've got that nice shutter on either side. And then we have, just flipping through, getting these papers out. So this is a nice dotted green. It's like a minty green, with the dots on it, and on the reverse you've got your all different colors of the shutters. You have your shaded blue stripes, and then you have all the nice little sayings, hashtag foam squares for the win, pop it with a foam square, our cherished memories. So there's all different titles and sayings on that piece of paper there. This is another one. It's a orange one, and then on the reverse you just got all the blue CN shutters. So I mean, all these designs are different. So then with the other paper pack that came out with this collection is the Scrap Happy accent paper. So it's actually a foiled on one side, and then you have just the plain color on the reverse side. So this is one of them. I'm not sure if you can see that foiled look, and you just have like a film strip, and then you've just got the normal design on the reverse. And just taking this one as another example, you've got your cameras. Not sure if you can see that. It's very nice foiled look. And then you just have your, just normal designer paper on the reverse side. And I think the other one to that collection is, just finding it here, is this one here. So as you can see, it's like another camera lens, and that has the nice foils on one side, and then you have your nice CM blue on the reverse. So they are the designer papers that came with this gorgeous collection. And also with this collection came with the laser paper pack. And in that paper pack you've got that solid shuttered, you know, backgrounding, which is measures out to be a 12 by 12, and then you have your frame look, and then you have the camera. And last of all, you have your 12 by 12 CM blue Scrap Happy 2 album. So you've got the nice foil down the bottom, so all those cherished memories of your, you know, workshops, retreats and things like that, you can actually store them in your own personalized album. Also with this collection, it's great for you know, because you do have your bold colors on the reverse side, is, you know, using it for kids craft days and things like that. So doesn't stop there. The next thing that also came with this collection is the scissors decorative border punch. So this is great, yes, for, you know, like doing those scrapping sort of like pages or craft pages and things like that. But it's also good for, you know, like if you're taking photos of kids' first haircuts. Another one is, you know, you might take photos of things that you might crochet, knit, sew, and, you know, other things like that, and you can actually use the scissors punch in that. And also is the double rickrack chain. So it was another gorgeous little border cartridge that came with this collection. So I'm just going to put all this aside. So now that I'm going to bring in the Scrap Happy 2 laser paper pack, which is this one here that I showed you. You know, you have the frame, you have the camera, and then you've got that shuttered with the, you know, the laser in the middle, which is at 12 by 12. So bringing in this is the camera. So you can see how big it is on that 12 by 12 piece of cardstock there, that it's a decent size that you can actually place your photos in behind and then cut around them, and you can actually place it on your page layout, you know, like either way. And the great thing about this camera, or, you know, like all of these laser paper pack, you don't have to use them with this Scrappy Happy, you know, collection. You can use it with other collections, because with all our colors through Creative Memories all blend with each other. So you might want to buy this laser paper pack but then use it for something else. So that's the camera. So you've got that CM blue on one side, and then you've got the nice orange, you know, shaded in between on the other side. So that's the camera one. So turning my page over now, this is the frame one that's also in the pack. So you've got blue on one side and then you've got the yellow on the opposite. So I've used the just the normal designer paper with the different color shutters, and then I've backed it with a deep sea green cardstock. And I've also used the scissors punch and my stickers and embellishments on that. So then moving on to the next one, which I've also used the bigger laser square, and I've also used the Rick Rack border cartridge, and I've also used the scissors. So when I use, you know, this bigger shutter square, what I did was, because I wanted to make it a double page spread, so I've actually cut I think it might have been 5 inches. Just gonna measure that. Sorry, 4.5. So I've cut 4.5 off, you know, that one edge. So if I just bring in this, I can show you. So what I've done is I've placed it in my trimmer and I've trimmed off 4.5. So then that's split it into 2 pieces that I can use on a double page layout. So then I decided to, don't think my camera is going to be wide enough to see both of these pages, but I'm hoping that it does. So what I did was I put one on one side, because when I looked at my photos, all my photos were landscape. So then I had to readjust because I did want to put, you know, like one here and one here, and I was just going to cut it in half. But then I thought, well, that's not going to work with my photo choices. So then I decided to, you know, cut that 4.5 and then use the other piece and have that one on the left, sort of like to the middle of the page. But then I've made the edging like a border using the Rick Rack border cartridge, and then I've used my landscape photos and just cut them down to fit on that one backing of that laser cut paper. And then on the other one, I've actually placed it down on the bottom, so when they're both joined together, you can see how effective that looks, and it just blends with each other going from one page to the other. So then I've laid that one, you know, landscape, and then layered my photos, and then done the same edging. And then, you know, all my photos were exactly the same, taken the same way. They were all landscape. So I've just blended them all in together, then using a border sticker up the top, and then just backing these couple of photos. And I've used one of those embellishments that I showed you earlier, who, what, when, where. And that will explain, you know, like what workshop that this was. So then, and then with the scissors punch, I just cut them down. So as you can see, that using these laser cut paper, you know, frames or whatnot, they may turn out to make a great layout. So as I said, you can actually use these, you know, on any kind of layout. It doesn't have to be with this Scrap Happy collection. You can actually use it for any collection. So I'm going to bring in the scissors punch now. Just moving these ones aside. So I've got a bit of that accent paper. So I've got my scissors punch. So I'm just going to show you how I cut out my scissors. So there's many different ways that you can actually do the scissors. So I'm just going to punch that like a normal border. Just putting it in and then moving along, then matching it up with our blue. And then you have that continuous chain of the scissors. So the next step that I did was I got my multi-purpose scissors, and you can actually just curve that around. So that makes the tip of your scissors. And then at the other end, I'm going to do exactly the same. And then I'm just going to bring in this cardstock so you can actually see. So there you have, you know, like a single pair of scissors, or you can actually use it as a border, as a scissor chain, as I've done on the opposite side here. So I put half down the bottom and half up the top. So the other thing that you can actually do with this is, if I cut out another pair, no, I'm just going to cut out these ones down the bottom. And if you like, oh, that's not going to work. And if you like, you can, you know, change your scissors part where you put your fingers through. You can actually then, if you like, turn that over, and then you can actually just sticking that on there, so you can have, you know, colored handles. Or then you might want to have colored blades. So then again, you can punch that out in, you know, a different color cardstock or a different color designer paper, and then you can add the scissors, you know, to have different snippers, or you can have different handles on your scissors. So that is the gorgeous sticker punch. And as I said, you can use that for a number of different scrapbooking layouts. So that concludes my Happy Scrappy collection and what I have done with some of the Happy Scrappy 2 collection of bringing in those laser papers, of how simple and easy they are to use. And if you haven't used them as yet, get a pack today and have a go, and just, you know, match your photos underneath. And, you know, using that repositional tape is a good way of you know, sticking your photo down and then trimming it. So you can actually put your photo under, and then, you know, you've already put your repositional tape on the back. So I might use the orange because I think it blends a little bit better. So putting your repositional tape just on the part where you're going to stick your photo down on, and you've got your photo down on there, and then you just pushing that down, and then you're getting your scissors, and then you're just cutting underneath. So there's no need to trace and then cut it out. You can just stick the photo down, and then just getting the scissors and then cutting it around. Also, with this shutter thing in the middle, if you use our custom cutting system, this is the small one. So then if you use the blue blade, you can actually cut out a circle, and then you can place it on that shutter in the middle. And then you can move it down, or if you want to have different color shutters, you can just get, you know, like smaller papers and then stick them and then cut them down. And you can do that around that shutter. So they're very, very easy to use. So if you haven't used them, give it a go today. As I said, buy a pack. It doesn't have to be used with the Scrap Happy. It can be used with any designer paper. And then that's bringing in the bigger one. So you don't have to just use that bigger one as one and do a layout on that. You can cut it up and use it in different ways. You can actually cut it up into 4 pieces. Then you'll have 4 6x6 squares. So you might want to place them, position them around on your page layout, and then make a design like that. Or you might want to just cut it how I was and then just place them in different ways to make a page. So I hope you enjoyed this today. If there's any questions or anything like that, please just let me know. Just put it in the comments and I will answer and get back to you. If you enjoyed what I've shown today, please like, give me some love, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, happy scrapping everyone.